Back working on one bed today, and I'm giving this thing a transfusion. In my last video, we pretty much proved that it's not overheating, but I wanted to clean out the block, so I took out my drain cock there, and I've got a pond pump in here, and I've got the other one hooked to that side. Probably can't see it up there, but I'm basically just recirculating water with some cleaning vinegar in it through the block, and I've already changed the water once, so it's whoa, that was close. It's a lot cleaner than it was. It was pretty brown the first time around, so. And then I'll probably put some flush in it, clean the whole engine, radiator, heater, cores, everything, and then I'll run straight water through it 2 or 3 times to get everything completely flushed out. So, well, that's the second flush. So now I'm just going to use straight water and see if I can get a little bit more out of there. Just ran the car for about 20 minutes with some flush in it, and it's coming out light brown. So there was some residue in there. Obviously, I'm not quite sure what Mr. Butt had done to the car, so better be safe than sorry. Get that flushed out. And this is what I used. Okay, this is flush number 2, just using water. Got all 3 plugs open. Now, in a perfect world, if you wanted to clean it really good, you'd knock out the core plugs in the back of the block to clean that out. But this engine doesn't appear to be overheating. As the last video I did, I used a temp gauge. The engine was running actually below what it probably should be. So obviously the temp gauge is inaccurate. But just to be sure, I want to get this thing flushed out because I don't know the history of what he had done to it. So, one more, at least one more water flush. Well, it finally stopped raining, so I was able to get the hose out, and I did my final flush. I got all 3 petcocks open, and I put water in here, let it flush. Then I pulled all 3 of my, I think 2 of them are heater hose. I think the other one's for the trans cooler. And I ran water both ways through all 3 hoses, pushed it out through that one over here, back in the bottom of the radiator, and it came out the bottom petcock there. I did that 2 or 3 times, made a really nice mess. And she is as clean as you're going to get it without taking out the core plugs. Okay, I'm about ready to change the thermostat. I got the air cleaner top part off and got the bolts out, and there's no thermostat. Maybe that's why it was running a little bit on the cool side. Very interesting. Anyway, I still think my issue is just the gauge, but we'll find out. 180 thermostat going in. Don't you just love those universal gaskets that fit everything? Yeah, if I'd have known that, I probably would have made one, but I'm this far already, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, thermostat's in, new antifreeze is in. I'm going to show you something really interesting. This engine is running cooler now with a thermostat in it than it did before without one. Very bizarre. Now I gotta tell you, I'm not driving it. I'm just sitting here idling, but it's running way too cool now. It is a cool day out and I haven't gotten out on the road, so I'm gonna have to wait probably till tomorrow when the roads are dry and take it out for a spin and see what happens. But it's very odd that the temperature actually was lower than it was before. It's been running for 10 minutes, so that's kind of bizarre. To be continued. The temperature gauge is right in the middle, and the car runs better than it ever had. So I'm assuming that the problem was the thermostat. So it was very uneven, and the temperature gauge has climbed slightly.